Hey everybody, it's Flyin Ryan here with the review of the Lian Sheng LS-216 Leason. I'm not really sure what this name is about. I don't know if that's like a new line of quads from Lian Sheng or the name of this model or whatever. Anyway, this is another one of these inverted flying 3D quads where it'll flip upside down and the motors will reverse so you can fly upside down. You'll notice this kind of has the body design of the U-27 that I just reviewed, or the U-941, where it had like the leg or the wheels and stuff that clamped on there. However, they have kind of redesigned this part out here. Like the main frame is the same, but they've redone the legs, but then left the camera hole on there still. So really kind of weird that they like redesigned part of it, but not all of it. But anyway, it's pretty neat look with these long back legs. Kind of has like a spider look, or some sort of bug or something like that. And then it has really nice LED pods on the bottom here. The front are blue and the back are green. So not great with orientation when they're similar colors like that, like red and green, or red and blue are a little bit better. Blue and green kind of blends in a little bit sometimes. But they are really nice and bright, light up this whole arm, so they work pretty well. Neat little like plastic rubber little landing gel things there on the bottom, so those are kind of cool landing feet. And the prop guards do just barely come up above the prop, so you can land upside down and take off. However, there's not a lot of clearance, but it is enough to allow the props to spin and take off. So you can land upside down. I think I can't really tell for sure, but I feel like the prop guards, maybe they're just painted on, so they kind of feel like they're glued in place. But it may just be that there's paint in there, because this is the same design as the UDI, which do come off. But I don't want to try and end up breaking something, since I kind of like the prop guards on when it's a 3D flyer. But you may be able to remove those if you really wanted to and didn't care about landing upside down or anything. Let's see. So we'll go ahead and cover the transmitter. Kind of a funky transmitter. It's sort of like the FPV Lian Sheng model that I reviewed. I forget, Sky Hunter or something, 128 I think it was the number. So a little bit funky for pinchers at least. It's kind of a weird fit in the hands, but probably not so bad for thumb flyers. It has that kind of, this lifted up to where my phone screen would go into for the other model, but this doesn't move on this one, so it's just the, plastic's just there still. So let's see, click the right stick and then move it in any direction to do flips. You click the left stick to go inverted. So clicking the right stick will do a full flip back to normal. Clicking the left stick, then you do a half flip into inverted. So that's kind of cool that it has inverted or normal flips. However, the instruction manual says that the left stick is also for rates, and when you click it, it does go, 1 beep, 2 beep, 3 beeps, but it doesn't actually change rates as far as I can tell. It just does inverted flips. So as far as I've been able to tell, there is no changing rates on this. It's just one rate, and it is what it is. But it's a decent rate. It's, good enough for flying around and having fun with it. But yeah, as far as I can tell, you can't change rates. It does have headless mode, which you turn on and off with the throttle trim buttons. I think it's up is on and down is off. Let's see, looks like that's, for recalibrating it. This is another one of these where you have to do it right after you bind. So, plug the battery in. I think you give throttle once to bind, and then you're going to do left stick down left and right stick up left. So again, right after you bind, you want to do that. Once you give throttle to where the motors actually spin, then you can no longer recalibrate, and you've got to unplug it and start over. So a little bit funky there, but at least you can do it. It comes with a spare set of props and a USB charging cable, and you may notice in here I've got 2 broken props in there already. You can see a bunch of, you know, broken little pieces. They break right on the hub there. On my very first flight, on my very first crash, I broke 2 props in one crash, and it wasn't even that bad. These props are pretty brittle. I mean, they're like a really hard plastic. There's like not really any sort of flexibility to them at all. So really brittle props. I mean, you can already see I've got dings here on the other ones. I mean, even with the prop guards on, I have no idea how I managed to break 2 props. I think just the impact just broke the hub. So be prepared to, you know, buy some extra props for this, or maybe experiment with some of the props from other models. And then, you know, kind of like I've found with all 3D, you know, inverted flying, where they've got this 50-50 prop pitch ratio. You know, they're a little unstable in hovers. They just don't really have the pitch to hold a hover well. And then it's also a little bit slow, like when it does a flip, it doesn't really have a lot of power to come out of it, and it's got this big heavy body. So a little bit slow on the flip recoveries. You know, when you flip inverted or do a full flip, you need a good amount of throttle and time for it to kind of get its elevation back. Let's see, what else is there to say? So yeah, we'll talk about the battery. So we've got a 1S LiPo 450 milliamp hour battery. It takes about 35 minutes to charge with the stock charger, and you get about 3-minute and 40-second flights with a 20-second LVC warning, so only about 4-minute long flights. You know, again, with these 50-50 props, you're just using a lot of, you know, the throttle is maybe, you know, 75% or so just to hold a hover. So they're, you know, the motors are working really hard to hold a hover with these 3D ones, so you end up with shorter flight times. So yeah, only about 4-minute flights. Let's see. Yeah, that looks like that's all I've got to say about it. So let's go take it for a flight. Alright, this is the flight review of the Lian Sheng LS-216 3D inverted flying quad. Got the cool LEDs on it. This one's a little weird though. Like, I don't think it has different rates. I mean, if you click the left stick, you can hear like it's changing through 3 different rates, but it doesn't actually do anything. And when you click the left stick and then move the right stick, that's how you flip to inverted. So, and as far as I can tell, the rates don't actually change. So I think the beeping is just like they forgot about it, or the transmitter just does it. But as far as I can tell, there's no way to actually change rates on this thing. There, it wanted to invert because I had pressed the left stick. Alright, so we'll just start out by giving it a flight. Oh, Elsie's going to come watch. Watch out, Elsie. So this one's a little big and heavy for inverted flying. So it can get a little unstable and a little weak, and it's loud. But yeah, if you click the right stick and then move the right stick, it just does a normal flip, and it's really slow to recover because of the weight and then the pitch of the props. So not too great on the flips. Let's sit for a second and think. What happened with the prop guard, like bent up into the prop there? Huh. That was weird. That prop guard bent up and was stopping that prop. Alright, so now if I click the left stick and then move the right stick, I'll flip inverted. Oh, or not. There we go. And then the controls do reverse, so you can fly like normal when inverted. But like I said, it's just a little heavy and big, so it's kind of wobbly and a little weak on power. Looks like the battery's sliding out of the back a little bit. Should fix that. Man, it is really slow to recover on the flips. It just doesn't have the power with the you know, the 50-50 pitched props for inverted flying. Let's turn off the lights and see what these LEDs look like in the dark. It does have cool LEDs, I like that, that's for sure. Glow through the body, and then it's got cool tubes on the bottom, so they look really cool from below. You can see them from all angles. Man, it is not very good at recovering after flips. There we go. Oh man, I think the yaw gets slower when it's inverted, and it turns really slow and upside down. There's our yaw right side up. Guess it just has a slow yaw either direction. There's our LVC warning. Anyway, I think I showed all there is to show with that. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this one. I mean, it looks cool and everything. It's just a little too big and heavy for 3D flight. So it's just, you know, unstable and underpowered and lots of trouble recovering after flips. So I don't know, there's other 3D ones I like better, but you know, if that one you like the look of it or whatever and you want to get it, check the video description for a price and purchase link. And I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.